How's it going, everybody? Here we are with another episode of the Cornerman with yours truly, Ryan the Mighty Quinn and Pedro Munoz. How are you doing, sir?
What's up, Ryan? Pretty good, man. Glad to be here in your show.
Yeah, man, I'm so happy to have you on. I actually I never told you something once, and you gave me a real good compliment once when I was coaching the amateurs, and I never forgot it. I remember you just came up while I was coaching and you said, "Hey, man, you're doing a great job with these kids. I just want to make sure that you know that, and just keep doing your thing." I was like, "Man, thank you, Pedro." And
That's pretty good.
yeah,
I don't
man, we
remember
didn't.
that, but thanks for me, Ryan, for
Oh
reminding
yeah.
me. It's
Well, see,
pretty
that's
good.
that's how it will. That's the kind of person you are. You're first of all, you're a hard ass worker. The reason how I got a hold of you with this is because you were working out at the gym, and I was like, hey man, can we do my YouTube thing? but no, and like that's the genuine person you are. And then you even said, hey, if you ever need any help, you're out of town, you're like, you don't got to pay me to cover. You're like, I want to coach the kids with you. I'm like, thanks, man. I really appreciate you, homie. So
For
yeah, and
sure, man.
you're always at the gym, like you were coaching with us, the jujitsu programs and everything on top of training full time. You were a gym rat.
Oh yeah,
But
bro. I love to be in that environment,
yeah,
and to
yeah.
be able to share the little bit experience and techniques that we know for this next generation that's coming strong. So I think that's something that makes our sport even to even bigger, let's say.
hmm Yeah, I always said it's my job as a coach to make all of my fighters better than the fighter that I was.
For sure, man, for
hmm
sure. Because yeah, showing them our knowledge, the experience we have, this is priceless.
Yeah, it's and like I know you implement that. So like I was saying, when I grabbed you, you were working. First of all, everyone's got to check out your Instagram. The strength and conditioning you do is phenomenal. I know you really put the work in with that. Even when I grabbed you about this, I think you were like curling with one arm, 90 pounds, and I was like, hey man, can we get that? You no, just, but
Only
but
90 pounds. What was like
yeah, you're like,
$110?
let me just pull out my phone real quick. but but yeah, so you got a big fight coming up, and I'm really pumped about it. All right, I'm new to this media thing. It's hard not to be biased sometimes, but I love this fight for you. You're fighting Sean O'Malley at UFC 276. Um, I guess it was announced like 2 weeks ago. Tell us how this fight came to be, how it came to fruition.
Yeah, for sure. That was like right after my last fight. I lost in a very close decision to Dominic Cruz, and then watching everybody like raising the rankings and see who was around me. There was that fight. It was that kind of fight that I thought that I'm like, when you like your instinct to feel that it's probably going to be the next opponent that you're going to face. So that's how I felt like a few months ago. And I was just going back to the gym after the fight, took like a week off, things like that. And what took me to go back to the gym as usual before the times that I get back, because I had injury
Mhm.
going to the fight with Dominic Cruz. That took me a little bit time to come back. So first option that I have, they UFC asked me to fight Sean, and was in May. So while my foot was healing, we request to reschedule the fight for the second semester. So and then UFC a month later or something came up with that offering July 2nd. So it was a time that I felt that was gonna be a good time to heal, also to get prepared to a guy, Sean, like we all know, tall guy and good fighter. But that's the type of fight that I like to be in. If you see my last seven fights, it was like five former world champions, and before that one it was Jimmy Rivera, which we had a battle two times in UFC. So, and that's what I like to do. Being UFC also, they're not easy fights. Being in the rankings the last 6 years as a top 10, almost five. So, all the last 10 fights, maybe even more, is all guys that has been in the rankings. So, and this
Yeah,
is gonna be another one, another big name, another big fight, something that I was prepared for, something that I have been doing the past few years. So, something that still bring me a lot of excitement and happenings to make sure that's the right thing that I do. And I like big fights. I like hard fights, and that's what we're here for.
Absolutely, man. And you brought up exactly what I was going to bring up next. I was looking at your record. Like you said, I'm going to pull it up right now. I don't think I'm not looking at you. Yeah, I'm looking at your Tapology right now, and I'm just yeah, the Jimmy Rivera fight. But then you have one, two, three, four, five. Yeah, the Brian Caraway, Cody Garbrandt, and then the next four of the five opponents are a current and former world champions. Like, wow,
Yeah,
that's you're just you have a tough paper route, as we say. You've had a tough paper route. Like a kid on his bike throwing the papers. Like your strength of schedule is second to none. You've fought tough guys. Now, there's been a knock on Sean O'Malley that he won't fight guys like you, or he hasn't fought guys like you. And then I think when this fight came together, everyone's like, yeah, and Sean, he needs to fight a you. He needs to fight a Pedro Munoz. Um, so I'm sure, is this a fight that the UFC? It sounds like the UFC really wanted to make this fight. If they were able to give you the time to heal, you said, and everything. May, okay, let's do it in July. Was this and you said you kind of predicted because it was around the rankings. Was this something that you felt they were really pushing all the way through?
yeah, yeah. I think that they know UFC knows what type of fighter I am. They knew this. It's gonna be a big one. You know,
Yeah.
Sean. He has been fighting like many fighters too, and has been showing case some good skills, and you know, and they try to put a like excitement fights as usual, and that's gonna be another one
Yeah, absolutely. I think that I think that I just think I love this fight. Actually, that's going to be a big card obviously, and this is probably my favorite fight on the card right now. And everything's going well as far as training like that. Who are some of your training partners you're working with for this one?
Yes, a lot of guys, in the gym, like a new guys, probably some of the guys that you don't know, a lot of
Mhm.
guys coming in and out. We have a guy, Masar, it's a tall kickboxer. Some of the guys that I have been training a lot for this fight. Even before that fight, we had a friends in common and he came right here. And right after that, my fight with Sean got announced. So keeping with, working with this guy. Probably the other guy is Daniel, you know
Yeah.
skinny, tall Daniel,
Hmm.
and some other guys in the gym too. Some guys from Europe, Russia. So we get to work with a lot of tall guys that has a lot of talent and that can copy and mimic a little bit that style. And yeah, man, that's gonna be good. And I can't wait to go there and do what I love and make him pay for everything that he's gonna throw at me.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's one thing that we're very blessed with an American Top Team is there's a look for everybody there, and you can't you can't take that for granted. So
For sure, man.
yeah, man. I'm so happy we were able to do this. I'm really looking forward to the fight. Obviously, you feel good, like you just said. There's you're gonna be ready for everything he could throw at you. I'm really pumped about that, and wish you nothing but the best. But before we go forward, man, is there any sponsors, anybody like that you'd like to thank?
No, man. No, I just like to thank my team always, American Top Team, all the guys that trains with me on every day. We're in this sport. It's individual sport, but you like myself know how important it is to have a good training partner, a good team behind supporting you, and make sure that they can give you and provide everything that you need to get ready for a camp, for a fight, a big fight like that, and any other fight. So, just like to give a shout out to our American Top Team and all of my coaches and training partners. So
Yeah.
without them, it would be really hard to do our job.
Yeah, it's a me sport, but it's a we program. That's
For
kind of
sure.
how I feel about that. So, all right, Pedro, man. Well, I'm gonna let you go. I understand that's Thursday, especially Thursday evenings. That's when we taper down. I know you sparred this morning. Um, I after the round, after this fight, I'm gonna be hitting you up. I want to get some grappling rounds in. I don't know about the sparring anymore. I
For
might have
sure,
lost.
man.
I might have lost that punch to the face feeling, but I definitely want to get in with you, and I'll be seeing you soon. Okay.
Definitely, my bro. Appreciate your time too, man.
Pedro Munoz, UFC 276, July 2nd against Sean O'Malley. Everybody better watch or else.
Bang.
Yeah.